Hey guys, what's going on? Okay, here we go. Got another kind of conspiracy thing, or definite conspiracy video again. I'm sure you guys have all heard about the terrible things going on at this Bohemian Grove place. It's been it's been like a special lodge or something of this secret society, or not so secret, I guess, of like, former presidents, senators, all these, higher ups. I guess some elites are there too and everything. But they'll probably get into it. If they miss something that I want to talk about, I'll pause it and talk about it, but I'm sure they cover everything in this. So this is Joe Rogan and a guest talking about it, and he's talking about Alex Jones. Of course, Alex Jones is a very well-known conspiracy theorist. Some a lot of things he's been wrong on. Some people think he's just crazy, but he's not right all the time, that's for sure. I don't really know much about him other than he is a very famous conspiracy theorist, and he's far right. So I mean, he's not on the left side. He's for trying to expose these evil things. So I mean, you can't discredit him for that. But he goes off a little sometimes, and that's to be expected some. But yeah, so Joe Rogan talks about it, and he gives him a little props here. I've seen a couple minutes of this video, but not the whole thing. So I'm just gonna let it ride as much as I can, but I'll stop it when something really interesting pops up. Here we go.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
And I say this many times, and I'll say it some more. Give me that lighter.
You got it, Fred.
Alex Jones, he's made some mistakes, and some big ones, but he's also actually exposed some real shit, and he owns up to the mistakes he's made. They're not good. He doesn't think they're good.
I don't know what they are, to be honest.
There's a thing about finding conspiracies everywhere that's not good for your brain. I really believe this. I think that if you go looking for those things and that's all you look for, and you look for them all the time, you can get real paranoid and real crazy. And then there's also a bunch of people that are trying to stop you from doing that because you do expose some crazy shit.
Yeah.
He was talking about Epstein a long time ago.
I know.
A long time ago. He was saying there is a fucking island, and they take all these rich politicians and some celebrities, and they bang these kids.
And how many people called him crazy and stupid as shit for that? I'm sure. I mean, guys, I haven't heard of Alex Jones for that long. I've heard about him maybe for a few years now. And I mean, like I say, guys, I'm just now, trying to, learn about these things and everything, and bring this to you guys, and just bring it out there to get some awareness. Of course, I mean, and some people have been doing this stuff for years, and they're trying to fight the good fight to bring awareness to these sick ass perverts doing this stuff to children. And apparently Alex Jones was saying, years and years before anybody was, or before anybody was really focusing or paying attention to that piece of shit Jeffrey Epstein, who's burning in hell for sure now. He had an island where he would, entertain, the elites of the world, politicians, and just evil ass people, and they'd come and screw kids. So let's keep going.
Time ago, he was saying there is a fucking island, and they take all these rich politicians and some celebrities, and they bang these kids. And I was like, come on. He was telling me this a long time ago. So he's also the one who told me about Bohemian Grove. Well, I actually watched it. I think this tape was actually made before I met him. So he went and snuck in to this place where like former presidents go. There's a photograph of it's Ronald Reagan with Herbert Walker Bush and a couple other people all standing around. And it's like, these are the people that used to hang out at this place, and they would put on robes, and they would worship an owl god, and they would burn an effigy. And they're playing, and Alex snuck in and made video footage of this shit. And then no one's denying that it's real. This really did happen. So they're in with these bankers and former presidents, and they're dressed like druids. And some guy brings over something it's an effigy that's supposed to be a body, a wrapped up effigy. It's also a bunch of sticks in a blanket.
I think it's supposed to be a baby, even. I've heard maybe that they're sacrificing a baby, and I mean, it's not a real baby or anything. But I mean, again, guys, what is this? Is this some kind of sick ritual? It's some kind of demonic ritual that they're participating in, and it's not a real baby or something. And who knows? I mean, it could be at some points, but I mean, apparently what he captured was not a real baby or anything. But it's representative of a baby, so they're sacrificing a child. What are they sacrificing that to? It sure as hell ain't the one up there. That's not their god.
But it's like shaped like a body.
Yeah.
And then they drop it on the fire, and they're all
Or
worshiping
body,
an owl god.
Yeah.
Why is that bad?
Imagine if you saw those, if that's
Why
what your
is that
business is.
bad?
Just finding those things. How crazy you think you get?
First of all, wait.
Then you add in vodka and head wounds.
Wait, hold on, wait. Go to the vodka and head wounds part. What
That's
do you mean?
Alex Jones.
Okay, I got you.
A lot of vodka and he had a bad
Look,
head injury when he
God
was younger.
damn it, man. When I was in liberal arts school, man, there's this great teacher who changed my life, Sam
I've seen this guy before, but I don't know his name. He's been on this show before.
Scoville. And one of the things he taught was so beautiful. He still teaches there. One of the things he taught was figure out a way to take in all information and then filter out the shit that's not real and keep the real stuff. And like, you know, Alex Jones is like,
Some of the stuff is real.
take what's real and throw out the rest.
There's a good chunk of it that's real. Like I remember he was telling me that there's government's using chemicals that turn frogs gay. I was like, what? What are you talking about? He goes, yes. He goes, pesticides are turning frogs gay. And I'm like, that can't be real. No, there really is.
Is that true?
Yes, there's pesticides that change frogs.
Yeah. That's what they're trying to do. Look how much they're pushing the gay shit on us and the transgender bullshit and all that. Look how much. Is that so hard to believe? Maybe back then it was, but you see what's going on now.
Genders.
What?
Yes. Yes.
But
some pesticide fucks with frogs' genders.
That sucks.
Maybe it doesn't.
I mean, depends on the frog.
Maybe it's awesome for the frog.
Depends
Maybe
on the
frogs
frog.
don't give a fuck because they've never been taught homophobia.
Why would they care?
They don't care who they fuck. But there's a real thing that. See if you can find that. It's a pesticide that has some sort of an effect, an unintended effect on frogs' genders. Dude, that's another thing that people don't talk about. Pesticides that have been used in like golf.
As I was going to mention that was possibly used for something else, but I guess I'll have to keep that to myself so this video doesn't get taken down. You can figure out what I mean, probably.
Golf courses and like, there's people who live around those. That's a chemical dump.
Yeah, golf courses are fucked up.
Pesticide atrazine can turn male frogs into females.
Cool.
Oh, God.
So this is a fucking pesticide
Berkeley
that
News.
changes the gender, or should I say the sex? Is it the same thing? I
What?
have to sex and gender.
Hey, I'm not getting sucked into that fucking black hole, Rogan. You can keep that shit to yourself. But hey, I'll get sucked into another black hole.
Isn't that crazy though?
Well, yeah.
Okay, what else?
Before we get into that stuff, I want to say this real quick.
Okay.
Is that camera on me? Friends at the Bohemian Grove. Future friends, I should say. I just want you to know, I don't know much about you. I know Alex Jones, you know, probably on vodka drinks.
I don't think he was then. I think he was sober. He started drinking after all this.
Please don't fuck this up.
Sorry.
So you had an infiltrator. Look,
Hey, that takes some guts. I mean, you got to give him credit for that. He was willing to sneak in there. He's probably, I mean, that's putting his life on the line. These people don't want you finding out, especially back then. I don't know exactly when it was when he did it. It was probably a good bit of time ago, I think, though. But hey, whatever. Now they don't really care. They're open about their demonic worship, pretty much. Basically, they don't come out and say they worship Satan or anything, or some evil god, deity, or whatever the hell they're praying to. But I mean, they basically could. People wouldn't even care now, pretty much. Just as long as you don't mention Jesus or God, the real God, you know, you're good. Everything's okay. Religious freedom until you mention Christianity. Then it's, nah, well, we don't, that might offend people, you know. Satanism, nah, that's cool. No problem. Anything that's against God, well, what about the Christians that offends? Well, I mean, it shouldn't. They shouldn't be so judgmental. Okay, I'll just leave it at that.
I went to a summer camp. We had bonfires. We wore robes. I mean, not like maybe what you do. I just want to say, hey, come on, invite me, please. I won't tell anybody anything. I've heard you guys are pretty awesome. Actually, what I've heard is the idea was to get a bunch of hardcore neocons together and then mix some artists in the hopes that like having like brushing shoulders with artists would in some way, shape, or form loosen some people up a little bit. And I've also heard you have a tram that connects campsites there to other campsites, meaning you just get in the tram and suddenly you're hanging out with Dick Cheney. Listen, I won't tell anybody. I got a podcast. I won't even tell Joe. Let me in. I'll worship Moloch.
Yeah, that's the owl god.
I won't worship Moloch if it means hurting people. But I don't understand why people are upset about fucking. By the way, that's like that.
This guy's off his fucking rocker. To be honest with you, it sounds like I know he's trying to be funny and everything, but he seems like a crazy ass person. To be honest with you, I don't know. Let me go. Let me know who this guy is if anybody knows. I've seen him before a few times on Joe Rogan shows. He's just always talking crazy though.
Fucking
Jesus
video.
Christ.
What's wrong with worshiping?
Nothing.
This is
You're
the
getting
thing.
so excited.
This is the thing that I get confused about here.
Okay.
It's like in our country, we've got people who are Christian.
Yes.
And that's a beautiful thing. And I do love Jesus. I was reading the book of Mark today regarding the parable of the sower. But that being said, I don't think it's fair necessarily to tell people they can't worship an owl or burn an effigy in front of an owl in some kind of symbolic magical ritual that represents the disintegration of your negative energy or whatever it may be. I really don't know.
That's
but
not what it
that
represents. I don't know what it represents, but it sure as hell ain't anything about getting rid of negative energy. The hell is he on?
To me, that's the other problem that's happening right now is like,
And if they say that's what it is, they're full of shit.
superstition is running rampant. I'm friends with lots of witches. I know a few Satanists, and I know a few people who are into the occult. And I don't know a single one
But you love Jesus, huh? Okay, gotcha.
of them that would tolerate child abuse. I don't know a single one that wouldn't kill somebody. Some of them would kill people if they thought they were hurting kids, not and make it so that nobody found the body. Some of
Yeah, those Satanists are real protective of children, I know. What the hell is this guy talking about? This guy making absolutely no sense. I didn't know he was this stupid, to be honest with you. The other videos I've seen of him he didn't really seem this crazy. But he's going off on, I don't know what he's smoking on. He was smoking on something. There's some strong stuff for sure.
of the Satanists I know, they would kill someone probably. I don't know for sure. I'm not trying to throw any Satanists under the bus, but I'm just saying like this idea that we can't have alternate pagan religions in our country without immediately being associated with human sacrifice or child abuse, I think that goes against the American spirit. It's like, look, because people don't want to subscribe to your particular, like, very popular global religion doesn't necessarily implicate them in, like, something that is truly a horror, which is
Is there not religious freedom in this country? What religion is being stopped from being practiced in this country? Please tell me. What religion is blacklisted more than any? Is it Satanism? Hell no. It's Christianity. They get the most headache from anybody, as far as I can tell.
human trafficking.
Right.
So to me, this is the problem. Is like, man, we got to be a little bit more nuanced in our in our conceptualization of these people. Again, I don't know what's going on at the fucking Bohemian Grove, but from what I've heard, it's basically a summer camp for billionaires where they try to get artists in there to like loosen them up a little bit. That's what I've heard. I could be wrong.
Who told you this? Is this?
I honestly can't fucking say.
Interesting.
Look, man, I don't know, and I know. And
Have
I've
you seen the video of Bohemian Grove? Have you seen it?
Joe Rogan's even thinking like, what the hell is this? He's off on one right here. He doesn't even know what he's on. But what is this guy talking about? How is he claiming to love Jesus and he's friends with Satanists, the complete enemy of Jesus Christ, of God? I mean, what are you talking about, dude? You can't do that. I mean, you can't be friends with a Satan worshiper when you claim to love Jesus. If you claim you're a Christian, what are you? That just makes no sense. I doubt any Satanists would say they're friends with Christians.
The ritual in front of the owl god.
You've seen it?
Yeah, dude, come with me to Burning Man. And you will see that
I'm sure.
every 50 feet.
Look, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I really don't.
If it involves hurting kids, it's a big deal. And if these motherfuckers are doing anything that involves human sacrifice, hurting human beings, in any application of that,
of course,
then it's the worst thing on earth. And I'm so sorry that I said anything about it. But
I don't think that's what this is. I mean, obviously, what we're seeing is not that. We don't know what else happens. Right. But what you're seeing is them burning sticks in front of this owl god. And it's like this crazy speech they're giving while it's going on. It's really weird.
Hey,
can we hear some of it, the speech?
I don't know where the speeches in the video. I found another video where they like stabilized the footage.
Oh,
It's like
but I mean,
captioned in another one.
before this, nobody really believed that. Listen to.
Shall have its will of thee. Leave on don't care. And all the winds, they carry with thy ducks. Hail, fellowship's eternal flame. Once again, midsummer sets us free.
And now they're lighting the effigy on fire, and everybody's cheering.
And that's a ritual. That's a dark ritual. I mean, whether you want to say it's satanic or not, I mean, what is the point of it? They're calling on something, whether it's the devil or it's some other spirit, so-called deity or whatever, that doesn't even exist, that they think exists. I mean, whatever it is, it's dark, it's sick, it's wrong. They're giving praise, they're giving worship, they're giving sacrifice to something else. You're not supposed to have any other gods but the real one. So whatever they're doing, and I know Joe Rogan's not a Christian or anything, and he doesn't really think this is a big deal. I mean, but I mean, and they're right. I mean, yeah, they have the right to do it, but I mean, as long as they're not hurting kids or hurting anybody. But I mean, if they're doing this out in the open, what are they doing behind closed doors that we don't know about? I mean, if they're being open about this and just, yeah, we do it, so what? What are they not being open about? That's the question. So
It looks fun.
Stanley Kubrick had this quote once to Nicole Kidman, I think it was. They were working on Eyes Wide Shut. See if you can find what she said about the elites that he had said. I know I saved it. I can find it if I have a chance to look at my laptop. But it was something about him, talking about the powers that run the world and that they all have something on each other, and that's how they all can stay together. They all compromise each other. That's what Skull and Bones was about. Like, that's what all that stuff's about. So he had a much more concise quote on that. But when you see something like that, you go, well, maybe it's like fun that they do it, that nobody knows they do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like maybe it's like one of those rituals where you get together, your dad thinks it's hilarious, and you both put your hoods on, you go out there and you burn the owl, or you burn the sticks in front of the owl. And what's fun is that you're not supposed to be doing it, and it's a secret, but nothing really is happening. That's also on the table.
Yeah.
It's possible, but it's fucking weird, man. That was weird. Episodes of the Joe Rogan Experience are now.
I mean, that's what it comes down to. It's fucking weird. He's right. I mean, why do it? I mean, and especially these so-called politicians like Bush, like, Dick Cheney. I mean, I'm pretty sure they all claim to be Christian, Ronald Reagan. So what are you doing? How is that, how is that any part of your Christian faith if you're a Christian? And of course we know Barack Obama's been there, Hillary Clinton, uh, you know, Bill Clinton. Couldn't think of his name there for some reason, but all the Democrats, of course, they've been there too, and Republicans too, guys. I'm not just saying Democrats. I mean, there's bad on both sides. So it's crazy. I mean, we don't know what's going on the higher part, on the higher ups. We have no clue what they are really into and what they're doing. It's scary. But anyway, guys, that was a long one, a little bit. They didn't really talk about Bohemian Grove as much as I thought they would, unfortunately. But that crackpot that he was interviewing there, talking to, he went off on a stupid ass rant, which made no sense at all. But anyway, I didn't care for that guy whatsoever. But anyway, yeah, this was still interesting. So yeah, look into that Bohemian Grove. It's a very interesting story. You'll hear a lot more. I've seen a little clip of Alex Jones interviewing some senator or politician. I don't know exactly what. I have no idea when it was. And he was asking him about it, and the guy just flat out said, he didn't deny that he was there. He didn't deny what was going on. He didn't deny anything. All he was telling him was, that's very disappointing that, you know, um, That's very disappointing that you snuck in under false pretenses, and uh you lied to get your way in there. Like, that was the big issue, that Alex Jones was, leaking this stuff and everything. So I mean, that was his problem with the whole thing, not of what's going on there, not of. And I think Alex Jones was accusing him of having orgies or something, and I've heard other reports about crazy shit like that. And who knows, guys? But anyway, yeah. So anyway, guys, just like, comment, share, subscribe, and just come join the family. I'll do more videos like this if people will watch them. But you got to watch them, guys. Nobody's giving these things any attention. I know you guys are all watching the music stuff I do, and I mean, again, I can't thank you enough for that. But watch this stuff too. This stuff is important. We need to get this information out there. Make people aware of this crazy shit going on, this evil shit going on. It's got to be stopped, guys. And keep watching all the videos. But yeah, give a like on these videos. Share this stuff with people, because this is important stuff that needs to get out there. Please, I'm begging you. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for following, for watching, for subscribing, everything. Just come join the family. God's Mafia. I'm out.